Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Soul Blazer. It's been a little while. I've got a short part today because when I stopped the last time, I didn't realize how close I was to the end of the area. So today we got a short, little 10-minute video. Keep it short and sweet. Back into the underground with this super cool music. Unfortunately, it's been a while since I played all of this, since this is all post commentary, which I actually have just changed up, so I should be able to start doing live commentary. But I think I'm gonna just keep the rest of Soul Blazer because I still have to finish playing through all of it. But I think I'm gonna keep it post commentary just so that it's all consistent, and then from then on, when I can, I'm gonna be doing live commentary, and obviously not streaming, just talking as I'm playing the game, which that ought to be an interesting challenge, because the few times that I've tried to do that, it definitely makes playing the game a little more difficult. But yeah, I don't remember pretty much all of me doing this. So we're all watching this together for the first time. I also apologize if there's a lot of background noise. For some reason around this time of day, it gets really loud in my neighborhood. I've got people with louder than they need to be exhausts on their cars, and an area not far from here that used to be an old mill, and now it's practically turned into an industrial park. There's always big heavy trucks going around, so it gets kind of annoying. Yeah, I had a problem with this floor because I totally forgot about the ice armor. But yeah, that's all a fiery floor there. I'm just trying to bait this guy to come out. There we go. That's what that's supposed to look like. Hey, so as of this recording, there was the announcement that Nintendo, they're going to start doing CG movies for some of their long-term properties. What do you guys think about that? That sounds interesting. It'll be a long way from the old Super Mario Brothers movie, which was, probably one of the greatest movies that was ever made for all the wrong reasons. I'm interested to see what they do. I'm a big Zelda fan. I'm a big Metroid fan. I mean, I am a Zelda fan also, but I love my Metroid, so I would love to see a very cool Metroid movie. Now the question is, I've talked before about this with people, who would you want to see as Samus? I like Gwendolyn Christie. If you look her up, if you watch Game of Thrones, Brienne, the really tall blonde woman, the knight. I like her for the original Samus, the taller, more intimidating Samus, the Samus in the suit, basically. Then you have somebody mentioned Charlize Theron for Zero Suit Samus because of that look, which I like. And I like even more when I remember back to the movie Prometheus, where she wore a sort of skin-tight suit like that. And I love the look. I like Charlize Theron. I like that she looks like she can be mean when she needs to be. And that's what I kind of feel like Samus is. Samus is she has a look to me, in my opinion, the way I read the character is that she doesn't take any crap from anybody. And Charlize Theron pulls that off very well. So I wouldn't mind seeing her in that. I think I wouldn't even mind a sort of double character thing, where when she gets into the suit, maybe her size goes up a little bit, so then it's Gwendolyn Christie in the suit, Charlize Theron out of the suit. I don't know how I'd really feel about that, but if they went in that direction, I'd be interested to see it. It seems like it would be a little strange, but I still think it will be. I like the bigger Samus. That's my thing. So whatever needs to be done to get the 6'2", 6'3" Samus on screen, I'm okay with, as long as it looks good. And as long as they don't make, and I really doubt they would, but I would not want them to make a Metroid. What was the horrible game? I put it out of my mind so badly I can't even think of it anymore. Not Federation Force, not Federation Force, but you know what I'm talking about. It's driving me nuts that I can't even think of it. Other M. Thank God. Whew. I couldn't even think of it. But yeah, I can't imagine that they would go the route of the Other M Samus, and I think they would upset a lot of people who they have to know are already pretty upset. You know, now I'm not too familiar with the comics. Does anybody know, would those stories be interesting translated into a movie? You know, I don't know what exactly all that's about, or what kind of character that is. If that is more of the Other M, where, you know, maybe that's where they got the inspiration for that Other M character. You know, maybe the comic books deviate from that completely. I know that they tell more stuff about her past and everything, so, you know, let me know if that's something that, in your experience, if you have read it, does it seem like it would be interesting as a movie, or is that just, no, don't even bother. This boss, I think this was my first time fighting him, maybe? No, this was my second time fighting him. It was, I figured out what to do early on in the last fight, but it wasn't early enough, and he ended up killing me, so. You know, you can see it's pretty basic. I mean, this game it's not ridiculously easy, but it's not ridiculously hard either. You figure out the simple patterns and you just get to work, you know, and it's really not too tough. You know, overall, I think it's a good game. I wouldn't mind seeing this game along with Illusion of Gaia and Terranigma maybe redone or repackaged as one giant game. You know, I'd be interested to see that, or, you know, just they could put it out as the Quintet trilogy and just, you know, $9.99 or $14.99 and you get all three games. You know, I think these were pretty good games. So I'd like to see them, you know, I'm not saying necessarily a complete overhaul, but at least, you know, get out there, get some of the recognition they deserve. You know, Soul Blazer I know goes for a little bit of money on eBay and all, and when you go and buy it in the shop, but a lot of the time that's just rarity. That doesn't actually mean that a game is good. I mean, there are some pretty expensive, crappy games out there, but it's just, they're rare, you know. Yeah, I just recently found out that NCAA 2K2 or 2K3 for the GameCube goes for something like $100. You know, and it's, from what I watched, it was not an exceptional game. It was an uncommon, rare game. It had some history behind its release, so it just, you know, there weren't a lot of copies of it, or they weren't really sought after at first. You know, that's the sort of thing that happens, and it's, you know, but this game, you know, it's worth some money, and it is actually a pretty good game. I know collectors probably don't want that to happen, though. Whenever games come out, they get released on things like the PlayStation Network and all, or the Wii Virtual Console. I know a lot of these games go down in value a little bit. You know, when there's no other way to play the game except but to go out and buy a copy, that always keeps the price kind of high. You know, then once you start talking console release, you know, you start talking Virtual Console releases, downloadable content, new versions of it, you know, they re-release a physical copy of it. The original copies always drop in price. And it's one of the reasons I think Panzer Dragoon Saga is so much money. It was, from what I understand, the source code was lost or something, so no one's been able to just port the game over. So the only way to play the game is to buy the $400 Saturn copy, which also hurts because that game was actually really good. That's one of the games that if I had the money, I would pay that much money for that game. But I blabbed right through all of that, so we're all done with this area. So we're gonna head out, and the next time we come back, we're gonna be at Magdrid Castle. I want to say that's the name. So you guys have a good one. I'll see you next time.